So we're talking about calm. All right, so here's a picture I shared with some people here recently on Facebook, and I was asking their opinion about which pictures do they think actually depict calmness in these dogs. And so as you're looking at these pictures, um, I want you to think about which of these dogs is demonstrating calmness, and we're going to talk about some things, and maybe we'll come back to that picture and come to some conclusions there. So this is a bucket. Every dog has a bucket, and if you haven't watched the How Dogs Learn video, I recommend that you go back and watch that because we really talk about the bucket extensively there. But just a quick reminder, every dog has a bucket. It may be big, it may be small, may have a hole in the bottom of it, but basically what happens is everything pays into the bucket, good things and bad things. Once that bucket starts to fill up or overflow, you might have a problem because your dog starts choosing behaviors that we may not exactly want them to choose. So, calmness is really important in keeping that bucket from becoming too full. So, there's another reason we want to really have our dogs learn how to be calm, and actually a couple other reasons, but one of them is that um, your dog's health is very important. So, people and dogs, when they are exposed to a lot of stress or they have a lot of stress, especially stress that is chronic in nature, so that's long term, they excrete something that a lot of people like to call the stress hormone. In the medical field, we know that as that hormone as cortisol. And what happens is a body that is exposed to cortisol over an extended period of time ends up having a lot of bad health issues, heart problems, kidney problems, problems with veins becoming hardened, and so on and so forth. Diabetes, developing diabetes. So we don't want that to happen with our dogs. We want our dogs to be healthy and happy. So we don't want them to have a lot of stress. We would like them to have calmness. And then, secondly, having calmness really creates a great relationship between us and our dogs. It creates a happy home, where you can really enjoy your dog and really fulfill that powerful why that you reason why you got that dog in the first place. So let's talk about the calmness triad. So the calmness triad is something that is not unique to me. I did not create this. This is actually something that was created, and especially this diagram right here was created by Absolute Dogs, or by Tom Mitchell and Lauren Langman of Absolute Dogs. And it talks about building calmness in your dog. And there are three main activities that we really want to promote as we are building this calmness in our dogs. And that is the calmness protocol, passive calming activities, and rest. So I'm going to talk about each of these areas as they relate to building calmness in our dogs. Okay, so let's talk about the calmness protocol first. So basically, all the calmness protocol is playing games that build calmness. So if you are new to games based training, you need to go and watch that video as well. And it can be found on the YouTube page. But calmness games teach different concepts, and there are games specifically that help teach calmness as the concept. And so, not that those games don't also teach other things, because they do, but there are some that really help build calmness. One game is a calmness marker. So there's another video as the Tuesday training tips on my Facebook page, and I'm also going to pop it up on the YouTube page about teaching a calmness marker. And I do that with my dogs all the time because it is really a good thing to have, especially if I'm playing a game that's like high energy. I can use that calm marker in between and bring them back down. Settle, or otherwise known as boundary games, and getting dogs to go and having a place where they can go and just kind of settle down. There are lots of games out there that we can play with our dogs that teach calmness. Teaching them some tricks that really is helpful too. So let's look at a game that is called Airplane, and I'm playing it here with Mia. And this was earlier tonight. And first of all, what you need to know is nighttime, early evening is like her crazy time, and she's just insane. So this game can be taught, teaches some calmness. It can also be used to teach, keep a dog, to teach them a little bit of self control in taking things from our hands. And so as you can see, she's really, really grabbing, and see, she keeps getting my fingers. And so I'm taking it away gently. When she reaches or starts to grab, she gets me a couple times. Right now, she just got me in that picture. Did not draw blood, but she had me in her mouth, my fingers in her mouth. And so the idea is to get her to calm down. If she starts reaching, I'm going to grab it away. I kind of tried to reset her there by throwing a piece down. Okay, she caught me again, and I just took my hand out of her mouth, and I decided I'd flip my hand over and try to feed her from that way. And there she goes. She took it very nice, and that was the end of the game. That was the end of that session for this session. That was her first time, by the way, playing that game. So you can see though how we could play that game and it would build some calmness with her. Second part of the triad is passive calming activities. So that would be giving your dog something that they can work on very quietly while they are somewhere calm, like a playpen or a room that you have blocked off for them, a kennel, a bed next to you, somewhere like that. And it's giving them something that they can work on during that time, that they are on or in this place. So that's usually something to lick or chew. And so I have some examples up here of some of the things that I give to my dogs. This certainly isn't an exhaustive list of things up here, but just a few things. And if you want to know more about some of the stuff I use, there will be a video coming out here real soon about ditching the bowl. And I'll talk more about these things there. But up in the right hand corner, there's some Himalayan yak cheese. This is one of the very few things that my dogs can get that actually takes them some time to chew because I have very avid, strong chewers. But they can chew on this. It's very hard substance. Um, I do like that I can use every bit of it because it is an expensive kind of thing. And when it gets down small, I take that small piece, I put it in a microwave safe bowl. I microwave it for 30 seconds on one side, flip it over, do another 30 seconds, and it puffs up like a piece of popcorn. And I can give them that and they can crunch that up as well. So I'm not wasting any of it. And I kind of like that about that. The bottom right hand corner is a lick mat. These are mats that are textured in some way. And if you want to know more about where you can get one of those, contact me. I can hook you up. But there's something that you can spread things on and give them to your dog, and they can lick at it, which is licking and chewing are very calming behaviors for a dog. And so they can lick that and get everything off of it, and it's really good. I gave one to Mia tonight before she went to bed that had some wet dog food with her supplements in it. It had some shredded chicken on it, and it also had an egg. So that was a nice little last meal for her to have before bed, and it was nice and calming for her. In the middle is a Kong toy. There are other toys similar to that, topples and other things that you can fill with foods and give to them that they just work at it and lick stuff out of it. And when they get really good at it, you can take those things and freeze them, and it makes it a little bit even longer lasting. Bottom left hand corner are some bully sticks. Again, kind of an expensive item. And another thing I worry about is when they get kind of to a small piece. But there are holders that you can purchase to put that down in so that when it gets down to that small piece, it's actually enclosed in something and your dog cannot get that out. And there's that reduces the risk of choking. Again, that's like a really quick treat for my dogs. They that's pretty gone pretty quickly for them. And the top left hand corner is a marrow bone knuckle bone. Um, these are great. These last for a long time with my dogs. And then when they clean them all out, I take them and refill them again and freeze them. But some people don't like them because of the mess. I lay down a towel and give those to them. They need to be raw. You don't want to give your dog anything cooked because of splintering. So those are just some really nice calming activities they can do. So let's watch a video of Mia having a hoof, and she was just next to me today while I was working, and she was just going to town on that hoof on her raised bed. Kind of nice. All right, so the third piece of that triad is rest. Rest is really, really important to our dogs. So, and a lot of people don't realize how important it is. But if you think about it in terms of like a child, or even an adult. I get pretty cranky if I don't have enough rest. And a child, they get cranky or they get just absolutely wild, and there is no calming them down. And again, it's not really good for us if we don't get enough rest. It's bad for our bodies. Well, the same thing goes for our dogs. They need to get enough rest, and they tend to need more sleep, more rest, actual rest, than humans do. So a puppy um, needs around 18 hours or more a day of rest. And senior dogs also need that more rest. Adult dogs, just the average adult dog, needs around 15 to 16 hours. So that's a lot of hours of the day that they need to spend resting and not doing something active. So, that being said, we need to provide places and opportunities for them to have a place where they can go and actually do this resting. I have another video coming out this week on management, and that being an important training tool. Well, this is part of that. And having a place for your dog to go is really, really important. So I have just a few examples here. Up in that top right corner is a kennel. So just having a place, a kennel, and you can't really tell by that picture, but not only do I have the kennel there that I can close, the kennel is in a room that I can close the door to. And then I have a cover over that I put down once my dog is in it. This is Mia's kennel. Once she's in it, I cover the kennel so that she can't see out it and she's not engaging in things around her because she's a border collie. So she'll do things like watch for things, and she's not getting rest when she does that. So I actually even cover that. Down in the right hand corner at the bottom is Mia in her playpen. So she has that playpen, and it's a little bit bigger, so there's more room for her to move around. She has some water in there that she can go to when she has her bones and things like that. She can go in there. But she has a bed in there, and a lot of times she just goes to sleep in there and can rest. Um, Now, I usually have music going or a sound machine going when she is in the room in those places, just so she has something going on. Not going on, but she has some sound in there as well. So she doesn't hear things out in the house that are going on. Or you could have, like in the left hand corner, you might have a space that you just have blocked off by baby gates. And that's a friend's dog. And she has her puppy there in that. Or you might have a little bed or something like Dutch in the middle. He has this little bed and he's laying there resting on that. And so he's a little bit more trained and a little more mature. So that helps him that he can be in that in a big area. So here we're back to our four dogs. So let's talk about and think about some of the things we just talked about. So the dog in picture A, definitely practicing calm. He is sleeping on his bed there. It looks like a leather bed. I don't know. This isn't my picture, but that's a really, really nice bed for a dog. But he's got this really nice bed to lay on and is sleeping. So that's definitely a dog practicing calmness. And then, of course, the dog is real easy to spot down in picture D. He or she is also practicing calmness, has a nice long lasting chew, looks like Himalayan yak cheese maybe, and just laying on the bed and just getting to do that activity that is a calming activity for him. Just a really nice picture of a dog practicing calm. Now let's go to the dog next to him. Dog is by picture C. Um, Believe it or not, that dog is practicing calm as well. So this dog has been taught a trick, um, a bow trick. So that dog is practicing calm. Um, that's a nice focusing activity. It's something that you can teach a dog that when their arousal is up, that we can ask them to do this activity, this behavior, and it will bring their excitement level down. So it helps them to calm down. I teach a lot of these kind of things. Hand touches is one of them. Chin targets is another one of them. So it's a nice slow activity that can bring the energy level down with your dog. Now let's look at picture B. Definitely this dog is in an area where he could practice calm, but he's not practicing calm. So he's actually at this baby gate. He's watching things going by, maybe barking and that kind of stuff. So this dog is not practicing calm. So this would be something that I would tell this owner, let's find something else. Let's put this dog in a room that they can't see out. Let's put this dog in a kennel and cover the kennel for now. Doesn't mean that eventually this dog might be able to go to this place and practice calm. Just right now, that's not an ideal place for that dog. So out of them all, that's the only dog that really is not practicing a calm behavior. So I'd really like to say thank you to some of my friends and fellow dog trainers, Christina and Camille. They're fabulous dog trainers, and they shared some of their video or photos with me for this video and some other videos. So I really appreciate them for doing that. As always, some of this information I used as a pro dog trainer and partner with Absolute Dogs. And if you want more information about training with Between Two Pines, go to our website and check us out. Thanks.